Okay, so the atmosphere here in the U.S. right now, it's just absolutely electric, wouldn't you agree? We're smack bang in the middle of the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup.
Yeah, it really is something else.
And it's just,
Yeah.
it's not like anything we've seen before, right? This isn't your standard tournament. It's this huge, expanded 32-team spectacle.
hmm
And the prize pool, $1 billion.
Staggering. The stakes are, well, immense. The anticipation is huge. And honestly, something truly amazing is happening on the pitches.
Really is.
It's this phenomenon, really. I think what's got everyone talking is just the incredible performance of all four Brazilian clubs. Flamengo, Palmeiras, Botafogo, and Fluminense.
All four of them.
Exactly. They didn't just, turn up. They are dominating. Every single one has made it to the second round. And here's the kicker. We're already guaranteed at least one Brazilian team in the quarterfinals.
That's incredible.
It's just this display of collective strength that's really turning heads.
It certainly is. And look, our mission today, it isn't just about reading out scores. We want to peel back the layers a bit and really try to get what is going on here.
Yeah, dig into it.
We want to explore the maybe surprising reasons behind this Brazilian brilliance, pinpoint those moments that have just absolutely captivated us, and then, connect the dots. What does it all mean for global football, the bigger picture?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's unpack this.
Okay. And to really get a feel for it, we need the context, right?
Yep.
This expanded Club World Cup is happening entirely here on U.S. soil, June 14th to July 13th, 2025.
Right.
And that setting, combined with just the sheer size of it now, it provides this unique backdrop for what feels like a real challenge to that traditional European club dominance we always talk about.
And what a challenge it is. I mean, all four Brazilian teams, not just getting through to the knockouts, but doing it with such, well, conviction.
It's genuinely unprecedented for a competition like this on this scale.
Yeah. And it's not just what's happening on the field, is it? It's the energy coming from the stands, too. We've seen the reports, the incredible support from the Brazilian fans, turning grounds into something like a carnival.
Definitely. I heard about Pasadena, California, remember? June 23rd during Botafogo's match. Just pure passion pouring out, almost like they had an extra player out there.
Exactly. That kind of atmosphere must give them a lift.
Oh, undoubtedly. That energy, that connection, it definitely plays a role in their resilience. But let's focus on some of the moments that have really defined this run. We have to start with Flamengo, right? Maroon Machine.
Very good description. That 3-1 win over Chelsea, June 23rd. Wow, that was a stunner.
Huge statement.
It really was. That was the match that sealed their first ever knockout qualification in this new format. You could feel how much that meant. And Gabigol, Gabriel Barbosa, just on fire. 2 massive goals.
He really stepped up.
And Gheorghian Arrascaeta in midfield, pulling the strings, such incredible vision. And their coach, Vitor Pereira, he's got all that experience from Europe, the Middle East.
It feels like he's found this perfect mix. Brazilian creativity with European tactics.
It's a potent combination.
Now they've got a huge test, though. Bayern Munich. German efficiency personified. That's this Sunday, June 29th. That'll tell us a lot.
It really will. And what's quite interesting about Flamengo, just a bit of history, they actually started as a rowing club. Can you believe that?
A rowing club?
Yeah. Only got huge in football later, partly because they controversially signed black players back in the 1930s, which helped build this massive nationwide fan base. So Chelsea probably thought they were in for, a standard game.
And walked right into a hornet's nest.
Exactly. A deeply rooted, fiercely competitive club, and they got handed a decisive defeat. Amazing. Okay, so Botafogo then. They've really been the underdog roaring, haven't they? That shock win against PSG, the Champions League winners. Just incredible. A masterclass in defense and, well, clinical finishing when they got the chance.
It was an outstanding tactical performance. Okay, they did have that narrow 1-0 loss to Atletico Madrid.
Right, only defeat, though.
Exactly. Which says a lot about how tough they are, especially in what was arguably a really difficult group. And the Venezuelan winger, Jefferson Severino, he's been key for them.
He's looked sharp.
Yeah, providing that spark, crucial finishes. And their coach, Renato Paiva, I loved his quote, "The cemetery of football is full of favorites."
That's brilliant. Sums up their attitude perfectly, that never say die spirit. Now they face that huge Brazilian derby against Palmeiras, Saturday, June 28th. High stakes.
Massive game.
It's the little details sometimes. Botafogo's mascot, this black and white dog, Bariba. Apparently, back in the 50s, they used to carry him onto the pitch.
No way.
Yeah. Imagine PSG, all their global superstars, getting completely outshone by this team with grit, spirit, and maybe the memory of a pitch-invading dog mascot. That's just That's football.
It really is. A proper plot twist. Okay, shifting to Palmeiras now. The Verdão. They've just played with this relentless drive, haven't they?
Utterly dominant in the group stage. Won every match, conceded only one goal. That sends a message.
It certainly does. And a lot of that, you have to say, comes down to their Portuguese coach, Abel Ferreira. He came in back in 2020 and has basically won everything with them since.
Incredible record.
His high-pressing style, it's demanding but effective. You see attackers like Rafael Veiga, Dudu, Rony constantly causing problems, and Weverton in goal. He's been like a brick wall. Some massive saves.
Crucial interventions. So their derby against Botafogo this Saturday is just massive for the quarterfinals.
Absolutely critical. And a quick bit of history on Palmeiras, too. They were originally called Palestra Italia, changed the name after World War II, reflecting that huge Italian community in São Paulo. They carry a lot of history, and you feel they're really aiming to, well, turn that green into gold this time.
Right. And finally, Fluminense, the Flusão. They bring their own considerable legacy, of course. Reigning 2023 Copa Libertadores champions, so they came into this flying high.
Yeah, morale seemed really up, and it's shown. The Colombian midfielder, Jhon Arias, has been absolutely scintillating. Just fantastic form.
He's been great to watch.
But maybe the most amazing story in their squad is their keeper, Fabio. He's 44 years old.
44. And still playing at this level.
It's incredible. He's played, get this, 1,374 professional games.
Yeah.
He's getting really close to Peter Shilton's all-time record of 1,390.
That is absolutely astonishing longevity. Dedication, skill.
Yeah.
Just what? Still stopping shots like a pro at 44.
Truly remarkable. So Fluminense now face a real David versus Goliath match against Inter Milan, the Italian Giants. That's on Monday, June 30th.
Yeah, they might be seen as dark horses by some, but Fabio's story alone tells you they have resilience. They're galloping into these knockouts with serious belief.
Okay, so we've talked about these brilliant individual club stories, the highlights, but what does it all mean together? How do we start to unpack the reasons behind this, well, frankly surprising success across all four of them? As we've looked into it, a few key things really stand out.
Yeah, it feels like several forces are coming together for them. The first one that jumps out is mid-season momentum. These teams are right in the middle of their domestic season in Brazil.
Right, they're match fit, basically.
Exactly. Peak physical condition, their rhythm is there, they're used to the intensity of playing competitive games week in, week out. And that's a sharp contrast to a lot of the European clubs, isn't it? They're often winding down, maybe not quite at that same level of sharpness or match fitness right now.
That's a definite tactical edge, but it's not just fitness, is it? We're also seeing the power of the South American talent factory.
Ah, yeah, good point.
These clubs, they're just incredible at finding and developing top young talent from all over the continent. You mentioned Arrascaeta from Uruguay earlier.
Right, and Severino from Venezuela, Jhon Arias from Colombia.
Flaco Lopez, the Argentine at Palmeiras. And what's really interesting, I think, is that a lot of these rising stars, they haven't had that European experience yet. They bring this fresh energy, maybe a slightly different style.
Yeah, like they're playing with something to prove, maybe. Less baggage. It's a powerful motivator. And then the third big factor, which must give them huge confidence, is that Copa Libertadores dominance.
Oh, massive. Winning the last 6 titles, and 5 of those finals were all Brazilian affairs.
Incredible stat.
That's not just about silverware, is it? It's about building up this deep well of experience in huge games under massive pressure against top South American rivals. They are properly battle-hardened.
That experience is priceless on a stage like this.
Indeed. And the fourth factor that really stands out to me is, let's call it the Portuguese connection. The influence of those Portuguese coaches, Abel Ferreira at Palmeiras, Renato Paiva at Botafogo, it seems really significant.
How so?
Well, they seem to be successfully blending that inherent Brazilian flair, you know, the creativity, the individual magic, with a strong dose of European tactical discipline, organization, pressing structures.
Ah, okay. So the best of both worlds, potentially.
Exactly. It's creating these incredibly competitive, adaptable teams. It's a really potent blend.
And the sheer depth backing this up is amazing. I saw a stat from the first round. 14% of all the players in the entire tournament, 70 out of 508, were Brazilian.
Wow. That alone just shows you the talent pool they have.
It's incredible.
And here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just us noticing this, right? These performances are getting real global recognition. Even top European coaches, who aren't always quick to praise potential rivals, they're taking notice.
Like who?
Well, Pep Guardiola, you know, arguably the top coach around. He said, "Many good things in all history that happen in football come from South America."
High praise indeed.
And Xabi Alonso, another very respected coach, he openly acknowledged the competitive levels outside Europe and specifically mentioned the Brazilian teams.
That kind of acknowledgement from those kinds of names, that's huge. It really speaks to maybe a legacy rekindled. This isn't happening in a vacuum, is it? It connects right back to Brazil's amazing football history. 5 World Cups.
Pelé, Santos, Cruzeiro back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This isn't totally new ground for Brazilian football greatness.
Not at all. And we've seen flashes before, haven't we? Remember Corinthians beating Chelsea in the Club World Cup back in 2012?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a big moment.
It was a powerful precedent, a Brazilian club standing up to and beating a European giant. So this current performance by all 4 teams together, it really feels like a statement. South American football isn't just here to make up the numbers on the global stage, it's contending fiercely, consistently.
So, looking ahead now, the road gets tougher, obviously. High stakes. We've got those massive upcoming games, Botafogo versus Palmeiras, guaranteeing 1 Brazilian quarterfinalist right there.
Which will be fascinating in itself.
Then Flamengo against Bayern Munich and Fluminense taking on Inter Milan. Wow.
Yeah, the predictions, they probably lean towards Flamengo and Palmeiras going further just based on their dominant group stages. But Botafogo, Fluminense, they've shown they can cause upsets. Look what Botafogo did to PSG. You can't write them off.
Absolutely not. And the mindset seems right, too. Fluminense's Jhon Arias said, our first objective was the round of 16, but that isn't the end objective. Clear ambition there.
Definitely. And then you have Abel Ferreira's pragmatism. It is minimal. We have to compete. Very grounded. Even Luis Enrique, PSG's coach, after they lost to Botafogo, he said, Botafogo was the team that best defended against us in the entire season. They deserved it.
That kind of respect from an opponent like Enrique speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It really does.
So this deep dive, it's made it crystal clear. These Brazilian clubs at the 2025 Club World Cup, they're not just making up the numbers. They are formidable contenders. They're really reigniting that South American flame on the world stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether one of them actually goes on to lift the trophy, well, we'll have to wait and see. But their impact, it's already undeniable, profound even. This isn't just about winning games. It's a powerful statement about the quality, the tactics, the sheer depth of talent in Brazilian football right now.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, our listener. Could this amazing collective performance be the start of something bigger? A fundamental shift, maybe, in the landscape of global club football? Could it genuinely challenge that long-held European dominance? What stands out to you as most significant thing about this incredible Brazilian run? Something to think about. Until next time, keep diving deep.